Good morning, everybody. Thank you for stopping in. Kind of a downer video today. I am having a problem with my 6.0 swap Silverado. For those of you who don't know, it's 6.0 ported heads, port intake manifold, TPSS intake, bigger injectors, headers, cam. The problem I'm having is if I give it any amount of throttle, it backfires. Well, let me backtrack. So first I decided just to take the spark plugs out, see how they looked. Notice they were gapped out to 60 thousandths, which is a pretty large gap. So I talked to a friend. He suggested trying to gap them down. I gapped them down, and then that's when it started backfiring. I said, well, that tune does not like that gap, so I'm gap them back out to 60, and just leave it there and retune it later. Well, gapped it back to 60, took it for a drive, and the problem persisted. So not sure what's going on. I did buy new plugs. When I do the plugs, I'm going to squeeze the end of the spark plug wires to make sure we got a good connection. Maybe they're loose or something. Also going to, while I have the plugs out, I'm going to run a compression test to see what kind of compression we got on each cylinder. Because two spark plugs looked a little dirtier than the other ones. I'm hoping they don't have a bent valve or something. I doubt I do, but gonna check. This is a pretty cheap part, so I'm gonna rip all the plugs out and pull the fuel pump relay so we don't have any fuel going in there while we're doing our test, and then I'll report back. Here's the results of the test. Kind of all over the place. 160 all the way up to 186, so not sure what's going on. I don't know a lot about this, but I do know you want them pretty close to each other, so I'm going to ask a couple people that know a little more than I do what they think. I guess worst case scenario, we got to pull it out and rebuild it, which I guess wouldn't completely suck because this is an automotive channel, but just more money, I suppose. I guess whatever, I'll throw new plugs in it and just run it. If she goes, she goes. So yeah, we'll try new plugs, I guess. I guess kind of put a hold on, no, you might as well put bigger injectors in it, screw it. We're gonna send it off right. So this kind of goes back to when I first did my swap, because when I first did my swap, I didn't rebuild this. I just bought a low mileage LQ4. I figured, low mileage, it'd be good. Checked it, everything looked pretty good on the inside, so I didn't bother tearing it down. Originally, I was just going to pull the small stage 2 Texas speed cam out of my 5.3, put it in a 6-liter, call it good. Well, one thing led to another, then heads and bigger cam and different headers and intake swap, all that. So here we are, but I probably should have rebuilt the 6-liter when I had it out when I bought it, but you know how it goes. You get excited, you get anxious, you just want to get it done, and things get overlooked, but whatever. It's been a lot of fun to this point, not going anywhere. I guess if anything, it's just going to get rebuilt, but what do you do? Just got the new plugs put in. Going to go ahead and fire it up, see what happens. I did change to a different plug. I was running TR55s. Going to try the TR6s. So this was a dry compression test. Talking to my wife's dad, he said try a wet one. I'm gonna let it run for a bit. We might try that later, but yeah, hopefully it runs decent now, at least how it was before I yanked everything off. Couldn't leave good enough alone. I just took it around the block. It runs like it should, or I guess like it used to. The only thing I can figure is that either I messed up the gap on one of the old spark plugs when I re-gapped it, or maybe just one of the spark plug wires just wasn't plugged in well enough, because I took it on the block, didn't misfire at all, and got on it, and it ran good, so whatever. More cool stuff. I finally redid the whole front end of the green truck. The green truck has a 5.3 in it. I LS swapped it. I rebuilt the front end. Going to finish up the exhaust on it. It's kind of oaky right now, but it'll be cool once it's all done. It's not. I just have it temporarily set up that way. It's not stupid loud. It does not have a cat on it currently, so I got a high flow cat for it. Some cheap hangers from Summit. 45 degree to bend the pipe more towards the straight out the back. So right now it's angled towards the wheel. Then a turn down. I'm going to chop it. That way it's like a spout or a dump or whatever. It's a little ways past the axle. So that'll be one of the next couple videos. And I finally got around to redoing the front end. The only part I have left to do is the pitman arm, which if you've seen any videos of that truck, you know the steering wheel is off. Because you look here, they have keyways. There's 4 keyways, so you can only, you could be off 90 degrees or whatever, which is the case with that truck. Whoever did it didn't line the steering wheel up. So only thing that sucks about that truck is you have to pull the steering box out, but my pressure line on the power steering pump is leaking anyway, so I'm going to replace that. Replace pitman arm. I thought I had a puller, I guess I don't, so I'm going to have to borrow one from my old man. I just need to slap a new set, not a new set, I'm going to get a newer set of tires. These ones are kind of worn. I'm going to raise the front end back up. Originally I was going to go back down, but I kind of messed with the front end, got it sitting where I like it. I'm going to put some lift blocks in the rear of it, so it'll be sitting pretty good, not too high. A nice, good, leveled truck. It runs fantastic. A couple videos ago, I did the 4-corner steam vent on it. Finally got new mirrors on it, mirrors that work. Got a radio in it. The truck's really coming together. I'm really starting to dig it. It drives phenomenal. I love the way this truck drives. I'm gonna miss it, actually. And another thing for the black truck, now that we actually got it driving again, the next thing I wanted to do was go to the Corvette style fuel filter. It has a fuel pressure regulator built into it to 58 psi. Currently I have a fuel pressure regulator. Because of the TBSS intake swap, I couldn't retain my factory pressure regulator, so I went to that. And the first one I had actually malfunctioned and started spraying fuel everywhere. So I'm just paranoid it's gonna fail again. It probably never will, but I don't know. And this will clean up the engine bay a lot. Just have one hose coming up to the intake manifold instead of 3 or 4, whatever I got going on. So and I want to redo it all the way from the tank back. So I just got a couple more fittings to buy, maybe a little more hose. I got 20 feet, but I think it's enough, but it might not be, but we'll find out. So that's one of the next things for the black trucks. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so I think we're alright. We can still do a burnout. I know a lot of people are probably going to say that I'm dumb for running it like this, but you're right, I am kind of dumb. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I put the engine together once, I could do it again. So, really, I don't daily drive the truck, so it's not a huge deal that this engine is a little off, I guess. Could be bad rings, could be bad valve seats or seals, whatever, wherever it seats. I'm not too worried about it. It runs good for now. I do want to rebuild it, and I think I said this earlier. I was kind of kicking myself for not rebuilding it when I had it apart, but maybe I'll get the opportunity to now. We already got one engine we're going to build. That's for my wife's 65 Chevy. So we get the fuel system redone. I do have the bigger injectors, like I said. Do that. Get the retune. Yeah, that's pretty much it as far as that thing goes. So yeah, next video will probably be of the exhaust on the green truck. But thank you again for stopping in. Check out my Instagram. It's Endless Wishlist 6.0. Take care, and I will see you guys next time. Before we end this video completely, I did a Q&A. I haven't done one in a while, so I figured I'd do one. So go to my photo. Kilogram 64 says boost anytime soon. And same Connor_COV. He also stemmed off Kilogram 66. Says stemmed off of his question, boost the Tahoe. So, like I said earlier in this video, I think I might end up rebuilding this thing. Probably not boost, but my mom's Tahoe I do want to boost. You might be referring to the Tahoe of the Yukon I have in the back. Probably not that thing. I might get my hands on my mom's Tahoe. She doesn't really need it anymore and I want it. So, we'll see, but we're going to worry about this truck first. 454 Chewy. Will you be rebuilding the 6.0? I think I will be. I don't think it'll be before the end of the year. Probably just start buying stuff little by little. When I got all the parts, then I'll yank it out and take it to the machine shop. 454 Chewy also said, when is the 5.3 and the 6.0 going to race? Or when's the race going to happen? We should do it soon. Like I said, I just rebuilt the front end of the green truck. It's ready to go. It needs tires, but I'll send it. Mandy Faye 54. There we go. When is the Colorado going to race the 6.0? So let's line them up. Mod the Goat _. What got you into cars? When I was younger, my parents gave me a 1990 Chevy pickup, and for some reason something just clicked with me. I just liked making it better. So, you know, in that truck there really wasn't a lot of options for like cold air intakes or whatnot. So I did like the lid flip at first and got rid of the intake tubing, and then I ended up getting just an open element. You know, cut the muffler off, and yeah. So all that. And then seeing the improvement of everything kind of gets you excited about, you know, it's faster, it's louder, you know, whatever. And that was fun for me, and then it kind of just snowballed from there. And then I wanted to lift it and everything. Ended up selling that truck and getting my 92, which I wish I would have kept, but I didn't. But that's kind of how it started, and how I got into like doing the work. It's just because I was broke and I couldn't afford to have somebody do the work for me. And then then I started seeing it as a way to save money for other stuff. So the more I could do myself, the more money I could put into other parts. Brandon _James 1911. How many miles did the 6.0 have before you installed? It had 80,000 miles. I thought that would be low enough. But this one was out of a van, so I mean, it very well could have been out of a delivery van. That could be why maybe like we did the compression testing, maybe it's a little off, because you know how the delivery guys are with their vans. They just fire them up and take off, and they get rammed pretty hard. So if it was like a wrecked car with low mileage, I would have no problem running it. But if I were to do things over again, I would have just rebuilt it when I had it out. He also said, what transmission is in the truck? Is it stock? Yes, it is stock. It's the 4L60E. It has a deep pan, Corvette servo, and the TrueCool 40K trans cooler with the 3000 stall. I know I'm asking a lot of that transmission, but it's holding up pretty darn well for having 35s. Yes, I'm re-geared for the tire size, but I know I'm living on borrowed time. O Gomez 23. Sorry if I messed you guys' names up. One of my fave trucks on YouTube. Thank you, I appreciate that. Morales 14, Miguel 87. Great, can't wait, mean ride, fire emoji. Thank you. Anon Sonoma _Sonoma. When are you getting the HD hood and grill? If I did it, I'd get the HD grill. Hood. I don't know if I want to do the grill. I kind of like the half-ton grills. But maybe I'll do an HD grill because I need a new bumper anyway. This one's hacked up, and I don't like the way I cut it. I'd rather redo it to clear the tires. But worry about the engine and the transmission first, because if I do build another engine for this or rebuild this one, if I didn't before, I definitely will need a built trans. Eddie McGuire, do you recommend a naturally aspirated 6.0 build versus boosted? Would you ever move to boost? Well, if you want to boost it, I'm all for it. I love turbos. I think turbos are awesome, and especially in higher elevations. The inefficiency loss, or your inefficiency power loss with elevation, is less with the turbo. The turbo can just spin a little more with elevation. Gale Banks did a thing on it. The higher in elevation you are, the more horsepower you lose. A turbo can make up for a lot of that, not all of it, but if you got the money for it and you got the know-how to do it, I recommend boost builds because I think boost is awesome. But for something you want to just daily drive or kind of fun, then maybe just naturally aspirated. But if it's something that it's going to be your weekend rig, boost it. Slow_Tahoe 2002. When is this thing getting a turbo? Everybody wants me to get a turbo, but I mean, if the engine was fine, I probably was going to go that route. So I was kind of kicking myself for not building it. And I really like I said 100 times, I really like turbos. So I was kind of thinking about, taking my headers and everything off, lowering the compression a little bit, because it's pretty high compression, but I thought about it. I don't think I'm going to. At least not on this thing, or not yet, but we'll see. Damon Weatherholt. Did you use an NBS 99 or newer 5.3 Y pipe on the OBS build, or did you use the 5.7 Y pipe? I used the 5.3 Y pipe, but not the factory one. I used the Jegs Off-Road Y pipe. It does not come with catalytic converters. I've heard that you can try to use the factory Y pipe, but the catalytic converters don't clear underneath because the Jegs Off-Road one doesn't have them. You got the room for it. However, it does point too far towards the body, like the cab. So I had to cut my flange off, put a ball flange on it, and I'm actually going after this, going to be going to a friend's house and finishing the rest of the exhaust with the 45 to kind of angle it back towards the cab. I'll do a video on it and show you guys, but yes. Our next question is Rios_OBS. Got some 243 heads. Should I run them or should I port and polish them? I want to install them when I put a cam in my 5.3. So the only problem is with the 243 and 799 heads are the same heads, just one has hollow valve stems and one does not. The valves are bigger, yes, but they're almost too big for a 5.3, so they don't scavenge as well. And also they have a bigger combustion chamber than the 706 or the 8, whatever the other 5.3 heads are. So you'll lower your compression, so you'll probably have to mill them to bring your compression back up. You might not be able to get back to your standard, was it 9.5 to 1, 9.6 to 1. If you already got that covered and you already have different plans, whatever, then yeah, absolutely. And if you have the heads off, I would definitely port them. You get it, my friend 454 Chewy, he's really good at doing it. Yeah, I would. I mean, if I had the engine apart and I was building it and you put flat top pistons in it, or if you board the engine over so it breathed better. If it was just a stock 5.3, I wouldn't worry about it. I think there's other things you can do, but that's up to you. Last question is Boondockin' Dad. Do you daily drive the truck? What is gas mileage like? I do not daily drive the truck, not because I don't think the truck could handle it. It's that it doesn't get great mileage, which is the next part of your question. I get currently it's 10 to 12. But stemming off of this video, I'm not very happy with the tuner that tuned this. I probably will not be going back to him. It just does not want to lock up in 4th gear, which is a big part of why I don't get great mileage. When you're cruising, you really want that lock up, so you're sending all your power to your tires, but it is what it is. I'll get it fixed and hopefully then it gives me better mileage. But yeah. Well, I think that is it that's all the questions we got. Thank you guys for commenting your questions. So I would ask you now to comment below some things you would like to see on this channel. I know I started off with my black truck as the main part of this channel, and I've kind of gone a lot of other directions. And yeah, so comment below what you guys would like to see. I'm going to keep doing what I do if you guys don't say much, but hopefully you guys will give me some ideas or what you would like, tell me what you'd like to see. I appreciate you guys' input. Take care. See you guys next time.